Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at the Smith's Everest PRS-25 and the Traska Commuter with the glacier white dial. Just looking at these right off the bat, you can see they are very similar in size. Styling, they look similar as well. They both have the Rolex Explorer type look, or Rolex Oyster Perpetual. But the customer service is definitely different between these two, and everyday use is definitely different as well. But if you like the Rolex Explorer styling, the 1016 styling, you could get a Smith Everest, where another watch that looks like this. And the Traska kind of looks more like its own watch. It does take cues from other watches, but definitely more of a unique design versus the Smith's Everest PRS-25. So the Smith's Everest cost me $505 to get shipped to my door. Traska Commuter would be $565. I bought this one used, so I paid a little bit less, but if you were to buy them new, that's the price difference. So let's go over the dimensions. Lug to lug on the Smith is 43.5. Traska is 44. Case diameter on the Smith 36. 36.5 for the Traska. Thickness on the Smith 11.1 versus 11.2 for the Traska. And finally, crown size. The crown size on the Traska is slightly larger at 5.8 millimeter versus 5.5 on the Smith. So these watches are essentially the same size within a half millimeter in the most extreme measurement. Oh, also, lug width on these are both 20, and they both taper down to 16. The taper is a little bit different on this. The Smith is the segments get gradually smaller and smaller. So straight edge, and then just smaller, and then smaller down to the clasp. And then the Traska, it angles down to the clasp. Okay, let's look at the movements. Well, we're not going to look at the movements literally because they both have solid case backs, but a polished case back, brush case back, both screw down case backs, both screw down crowns. So the Smith has a 9039 movement, which is essentially a no date 9015. So 9039. And then the Traska has a 9019, which has a date. Both 8 beats per second, both 100 meter water resistant. The Lume on the Commuter is BGW9, and then the Everest is X1-C3 Lume. I suspect the Smiths will have better Lume, but we'll look at that towards the end of the video. Both have 316L stainless steel. This has a mixture of polish, brush, polish surfaces, drilled lugs. The bracelet is brushed. Clasp is a mixture of brushed and polished surfaces. And this is a fake rivet style bracelet. So Traska Commuter is more brushed than polished, but it does have a polished bevel here. A brushed and polished bezel as well. But the Commuter has a trick up its sleeve. This is scratch resistant stainless steel. It has a scratch resistant coating applied to it. They both do have signed crowns. Let's see if I can get this a little closer to the camera here. There we go. The Traska does have drilled lugs as well. The crystal They both do have sapphire crystals with AR coating applied. This one has a box crystal, and this is a domed crystal. But you can see this white ring around here on the inside of the crystal. And then the double dome does give you some distortion out at the edges as well, but you don't see this white ring. I did not mention it already, but this is the gilded version of the PRS-25. So the hands, the logos, and the minute track are the gild color. You can also get it with the standard stainless steel color. Forgot to mention this mist is also anti-magnetic to 4,800. So really, it's up to you which you prefer. If you like good customer service, go with Traska. If you don't care about customer service, buy the Smith. I've documented it in quite a few videos, but I had an issue with the clasp on this watch. The clasp was popping off wrist very easily, and I had to adjust this hook myself. And it still does pop off my wrist, but it takes quite a bit of effort to do that. The downside is it's very difficult to, it's not very difficult, it's more difficult to get it on wrist, but and also it's difficult to get it back off wrist the proper way, which would be pulling the clasp here. And you may hear how it sounds when I close the clasp. Yeah, it's different now. It's something's going on with this because it's acting differently now than it was earlier. So just something to keep in mind. This may be loosening up again. I'm not going to be constantly readjusting this thing either. So let's see if I can demonstrate this on camera one more time. Nope, maybe not. Yeah, there we go. Popped off wrist. It's kind of unpredictable. You could be going to open a door and or getting off a chair or whatever, picking up a kid, and that thing will pop off on you. Traska Commuter, I did actually have an issue with this clasp as well. It was sticking, so I would push the double deployment pushers here, and then it took a little bit of doing to get it off, open, I should say. But Traska, I sent them an email, and within 3 days I had a new clasp in my possession, and I installed it on the watch, which this one here is. But this definitely is not popping off the wrist. I think I'll break it before it pops off. But I guess the only downside to the Traska is $565. It is a little pricey for a micro brand watch. But you do get the scratch resistant coating. You get the nice movement, the 9019 movement. I do like the styling of this watch. I think it's a good fit for my 6.5 inch wrist. The signed clasp as well. Also, another downside is the coloring is a little bit different because of the coating. It doesn't look like stainless steel. So the Smith definitely looks like polished stainless steel. The Traska has a little bit different coloring to it. But I don't mind the coloring. I suppose if you wanted to put a different bracelet on here, it would be quite difficult, unless you don't mind the difference in color. If you wanted to put, say, a mesh on here or some other kind of metal strap, it wouldn't match the case. But or also, if you wanted to put a needle strap on it, the hardware wouldn't necessarily match the coloring. For example, this this leather needle strap here, you can see the coloring of the buckle and the keepers wouldn't really match the case, but if that doesn't bother you, then, you know, no big deal. Let me get the Smiths back on wrist. I don't know if I really did a good wrist shot with this or not. There we go. And I'll zoom out here in a moment for a little bit different perspective, and we'll get the Traska back on wrist, and then we'll look at the Lume. So let me know in the comment section which of these two you prefer. I really do like the styling of this watch. I know I keep saying it, but you know, it's a shame the clasp issue here. Hopefully one day I'll get the so-called real deal, or at least the modern iteration of the Rolex Explorer. And that little red thing off to the left is the case for this watch. Here, I'll show it next to my SKX 013 again. Similar size as well. SKX 013 is a little bit larger. Doesn't look like it because the dial is smaller due to the rotating bezel. That's the aftermarket bezel insert, by the way. And here we are next to the Traska. Get this one on wrist. Also, I didn't mention the nice perlage work here on the clasp. It's quite unexpected, but definitely appreciate it. Looks cool. I still have some tape on there. So I have a 6.5-inch wrist, 52mm wristband. The lug on this one is 44, and on the Smiths it was 43.5, so essentially the same. Now looking at it from this distance, at least. All right, let's get this set up for the Lume. If you have not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Like the video if you liked it, and you know, leave some comments below. I like chatting back and forth with you guys, enjoying this hobby together. And if you have any requests, you know, put them in the comments, and I'll see what I can do as far as videos. Okay, let me get this set up. We'll be right back with the Lume. All right, so obviously on the left we have the Traska Commuter. In the middle here, the Smiths Everest PRS-25. And then on the right, the SKX 013. So I kind of figured the Lume on the Commuter would be the, it's not really the worst, but it's not the best. Or it's not bad, I should say. It's just not better than the other two here. Lume on the Smiths is very good. And of course we have the SKX 013 on the right to kind of judge the others by. Seiko Lume is very good, so if it matches Seiko Lume or is better, then you know it's very good as well. But you know, here we go. Got the Lume comparison. Let me know in the comments which of these you prefer. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.